I'm going on a trip. It's time to pack. What's going on, guys? My name is Dan. I love hiking, I love backpacking, I love gear. If you guys love that stuff too, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That's what this channel is all about. In a couple of hours, I am headed on a trip to Pictured Rocks in northern Michigan, the UP, and it's just a 2-day, 2-night trip, and we are only going to hike about maybe 12-13 miles, and that's just because of the amount of time that we've got. We got guys that are coming along that are getting off work late today, so we're going to get up there pretty late at night. And so I just thought, you know what, why don't I go ahead and show you what I'm bringing. I'll kind of walk through everything that I've got here, and I'm also going to pack it at the same time. And this is just going to be the packing job for my trip. So I'll kind of start you off how I pack it, what I'm bringing, and why I'm bringing it, and then just kind of go from there. Over here I've got a quilt that was sent to me by UGQ Outdoors, Underground Quilts. They contacted me about a week ago and asked me if I'd be interested in a quilt and if I would consider reviewing it for them. And I told them, if you send me something, I may or may not look at it. And then we agreed that they would send me a quilt. I was not paid by them at all. I did give them my specifications of what I liked. They sent it to me. They made it black and orange on the inside because I love that bright color orange to be able to see at night inside my tent. And if I'm needing to find anything, it's an 850 down quilt. I'm super excited to try it out. So far, just from the past couple days that I've had it, it's really, really nice, really well made. They actually came in on a Sunday, I believe it was their day off, just to make this quilt for me and get it to me because they knew I had a trip coming up this weekend. I said, look, if you guys want me to do this, I need it fast. And they really sent it fast. So they made it and shipped it out within like 2 days. So good job, guys. So the first thing that I'm going to put in my backpack, and what I use for a backpack is the Z-Pack Arc Blast, is going to be my quilt. I'm not a fan of stuff sacks. I think it's just a lot easier to put everything inside your backpack without stuff sacks because I can shove this to the bottom and then it fills up all the corners of the pack, and that way I can start to put other stuff in around it. This is a waterproof pack as well. Well, they don't call it waterproof, but it's essentially waterproof. You can't submerge it, but there's no water going to get in it at all. It's made out of a Dyneema material, which is waterproof. So the next thing that's going to go in there are my two, don't laugh at me, two Trekology pillows. And I bring two because I'm a big baby at night and I need 2 pillows, so lay off. So I put 2 Trekology pillows in there, and then I'm bringing my Nemo Tensor insulated regular wide sleeping pad. This is fantastic, highly recommend it. That's going to go in next. The next thing that's going to go in is I'm going to be tent camping because I'm borrowing out my hammocks to a bunch of other guys that are coming. It's just the way that it worked out. So I'm tenting again, and I just love this thing. It's the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL 2-person tent. So this is just the rainfly, and then the actual mesh tent portion, that's going to go in next. And the reason I do that is because I want the things that come out at the end of the day to be in the bottom of my backpack because I'm not going to need to access them throughout the day. And then here I've just got a clothes bag. Inside here I just have an extra pair of underwear, a couple extra pairs of socks, and then I also have some long underwear because it's supposed to get to 32 degrees tonight, but I always plan for 10 degrees colder. Whenever the weather says it's always 10 degrees colder, so I always plan for that. So I got some long underwear in here. I think I also have a pair of just some real thin gloves as well. Next, I'm going to put in my food bag, and then I just left this open so you can see all my Mountain House in here. You gotta have the Mountain House. I got some chicken and dumpling, I got some rice and chicken, I got some biscuits and gravy. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, some beef stroganoff in the power pack. The power packs are the packs that are vacuumed shut, and I wish they had the other flavors in these packs because they're so much easier to pack, but they didn't. Let's see, we got some salmon, from Darkest Salmon, and then of course you can't go backpacking without Spam because at Pictured Rocks they do not allow you to backpack unless you bring Spam. They actually check your backpack for Spam, so remember that when you get up there. And I just got some snacks in here. the coffee. I got the Starbucks Via and some other stuff in here, and then just a thing of oatmeal in case I get really hungry. So that's gonna get all zipped up here in a second, but I wanted to kind of walk you through what I bring for a cook kit as well. So I've got the Evernew titanium pasta pot. This is a 1 liter pot, really great pot. And then inside the pot, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick my can of fuel. This is a 110 MSR can of fuel. I got a small kitchen sponge that I cut. I've got my Soto Windmaster. Then I have my Human Gear Duo spoon, and that's all gonna go like this. That's just gonna snap on there just like that, nice and tight. Oh, one more thing I forgot to put in there are my hot lips, and this is just so that I don't burn my lips when I'm drinking the hot coffee or hot chocolate. Okay? That goes inside the food kit. The food bag gets zipped up, and that gets put in next. Next that's going to go is my Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer puffy jacket. And again, I don't stuff this into its stuff sack. You can, it's got a pocket that you can stuff the bag into, but I don't do that. I just kind of shove it in there. And then when I start out hiking, I always have this on. It's just a 1/4 zip North Face fleece, and I wear that over this shirt. This is just a Columbia shirt, performance fishing gear. Got it on Amazon. I've been wearing it for years, backpacking. And this will go inside the backpack on the top when I'm not wearing it. So I'll keep this out for now because I'm likely gonna start hiking with that. Okay, so that's everything that goes on the inside of the pack. Everything else is gonna either go in a pocket or it's gonna go on the outside of the backpack at some level. So on the back of the pack here, it's got an okay mesh back. I much prefer the mesh pocket back on other backpacks. This kind of is real limited, and it hasn't ripped on me yet, but I can see it doing that. So this is the footprint that I use. It's just a piece of Tyvek. It fits the Tiger Wall tent pretty well. So I put that in the back here because I'm going to want to bring that out first when I get to camp. And then I'm also going to have my water filtration system here, which is just Sawyer Micro, the Nock Vecto gravity system, and a couple extra caps for bottles in case I lose a cap. Next on the list is going to be my poop kit. This is my TP for my PP. And this week, I'm actually going to be testing out these biodegradable wet wipes from a company called Surviveware. They contacted me this week and sent these to me. They're 100% biodegradable, alcohol-free, unscented, aloe vera. You know you need aloe vera, right? And so there's 28, let's see, no, I'm sorry, there's 15 of them in this pack. And so you never know how much you're going to go. So I'm going to be testing those out, and then I also keep a real small hand sanitizer in there as well. My medical kit is also going to go on the back. I do that for easy access, and I can always tell people to grab the yellow bag. Next is going to be my rain jacket. This is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain jacket. That's also going to go back here. On the bottom of the pack, what I do is I strap my chair. This is the Helinox Chair Zero. Ooh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get my ditty bag all set up for you and put it inside. So here's my ditty bag. This is just an extra hip belt pocket that I had from Z-Packs. I use this as my ditty bag. What I keep in here is, I just keep this Rav Power 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's super lightweight. I think it weighs like 6.5 ounces. I keep some extra cordage, and this is Amsteel. There's no reason I'm bringing Amsteel other than I have it laying around, and this is probably about 30 feet or so, and it's super lightweight and extremely strong. And if I need to hang my food, I will use this to do so, so I always have this handy. But where we're going, they have bare storage lockers at each campsite, so I'm likely not going to have to do that. Then I keep my electronics charging cables in here. I just have a little micro USB and then a charging cable for my iPhone. I keep my toothbrush and toothpaste in this tiny little case here from Z-Packs. You can get this at zpacks.com, It is super lightweight, tiny, and pretty cheap. I also carry a Bic mini lighter in here. I like bright colored stuff because if I drop it, I can find it. And then some chapstick, and this also doubles as a chafe stick. Get it? And no, I don't wipe this in certain areas, but you can wipe this on, let's say, toilet paper, and then wipe this on you if you start chafing. So chapstick does work for that as well. Keep that in mind. Earbuds for when I listen to my episodes of The Office while I'm laying in my tent at night. I also always take with me this Swiss Army Knife Classic SD, and then I also take with me a Esbit cube for every night that I'm there in case I want to have a fire, and if my fuel runs out for whatever reason, but I've never run out of fuel. These reek, they stink horribly, so that's why I wrap them individually in aluminum foil and put them in my daily bag. They smell like rotten fish. The headlamp I'm bringing on this trip is the Black Diamond Revolt. I love this headlamp mainly because of the longevity of the battery. So this thing will literally last me a week solid. So I love this thing. And then one more thing that's going to go in my ditty bag that I'm testing out is this really cool ultralight knife that Justin from Rainy Day Forge sent me. He contacted me, just asked me, hey, can I send you a cool knife? And I said, yeah, sure. And he makes these. He's got a really cool channel. I'll link it in the description. I'll put it up in the cards here. And he makes these and videos himself making these. He's a great personality. I think you should definitely check out his channel. But he's got this really cool little Kydex sheath here, and then this tiny little knife. It weighs less than an ounce. Really nice jumping on here, and you can just use this to carve or cut or whatever you need to do. So he sent this to me, and I'm going to take it on the trip and try it out. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Justin. We're going to throw this on top, and the reason I throw it on top is because it's got all my ditties in it that I might need throughout the day. So that's going to stay right on top. In my left hip belt pocket, what I like to keep is my buff. And then I also keep this pack hanger that I made. It's just a cheap carabiner and some leftover Reflectix cord that I use to hang my bag up off the ground if I want to, if it's a wet ground or whatever, on a tree. It's just easier to access the bag that way. And then in my right hip belt pocket, I just put some snacks, and I just happen to have some Lara bars in here, so I'll throw the snacks in there. On the outside of the pack, I'm also trying this out. I just purchased this as well. It's the Garmin InReach Mini. I mentioned in another video that I often don't hike in places where there's no cell phone signal. But this past weekend, I went to the Hoosier National Forest with my daughter, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link right here for it. And we didn't have any cell phone signal, and I got to thinking, if something did happen, I would feel so responsible to not be able to access emergency help. And so that really kind of prompted me to get this. And so I'm also headed up to Pictured Rocks this weekend, like I mentioned, and there's no cell service anywhere in that region, in that forest, on that trail. I think there's a campsite or two that may have it, but this is also going to be able to help me text my family back home. It's a satellite communicator, and it will keep track of me the entire time, and I can call emergency services if I need to. The tent poles for the Tiger Wall will go in a hip belt pocket here. And then I'm just going to be bringing 2 1-liter smart water bottles. They will go on either side of the pack. And then I also carry a 500 milliliter water bottle. The reason I do this is because I hate reaching back on this backpack to try to get my water bottle. It's the worst in the world. It is not easy to do for me. I always have to ask somebody to get the water bottle for me or take my pack completely off. So I picked up this little water bottle clip from Z-Packs. Pretty cool. It just clips on to the water bottle, standard water bottle, and then it will attach to the chest strap here, and it just hangs right there, stays in place, and I can grab it, get a drink of water, put it right back. Really, really convenient. Works way better than one of those water bottle holders that you would see a lot of guys using on their chest straps here. All right, so that's the pack. And then I'm using these Knock Outdoors carbon fiber Z-style trekking poles. They come apart into 3 sections. Really convenient. I like them super lightweight. I think they weigh like maybe 8 ounces each. And then last but not least is my camera gear. Since I'm going to be videoing the trip for you guys, I'm going to be taking this Joby tripod, Joby Gorilla tripod. This is the 3K But in order to get my camera to work with the capture clip that I use, that just allows the camera to attach to the front of my backpack, I added the 5K top on here, and so it allows me to be able to put my DSLR camera, which I'm recording on right now, that's the Canon EOS R camera, on here really super fast, really super easily. And then as far as extra camera equipment, all I'm bringing on this trip, I'm bringing one extra SD card, one extra battery, a variable ND filter, and my lens cap. The tripod, when I'm not using it, will either go back here or I'll just kind of put it in the sternum strap here, the chest strap, and it just kind of rests while I'm walking. Really doesn't bother me, it doesn't really even get into the way that bad at all. The extra camera gear will go inside of this small bag here, and I just throw that stuff in here like this. That may or may not go inside my pack. It might go on the outside of my pack, depending on what I'm doing. This is a waterproof bag as well. Well, that's it, guys. Now you know what I'm bringing on this weekend's trip. You saw me pack it up. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Kind of gives you guys some ideas what you might be able to bring on a trip and how you can pack up your bag. If you guys like this video, would you please hit that like button? Also, make sure you hit that bell notification so I can send you a video every time it's released. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I will see you on the next one.